Hello and welcome to the Sands of Time Review channel. It is your host Sammy Thunder, back at it once again, here with another episode of Watch Express. Sorry I have been a while. I've been very busy with work, and I found a little bit of free time, and I want to kind of go through one of my favorite brands, Grand Seiko, a new watch release from the brand. Now, I just wanted to go through these new releases, the SBGN 029 and the SBGN 027. These are, in fact, new releases from Grand Seiko, quartz offerings from Grand Seiko. And, in the past, I was kind of hearing rumors of the discontinuation of the SBGN 003 and 005, which are two quartz GMT pieces. And I've been hearing the rumors for around a year that this piece would be discontinued, but I still believe at this day you can probably still source these watches. But after these two new releases, I believe these are discontinued. But certain authorized dealers or maybe the boutique could be selling this. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I would take the rumor as a fact now, and if you really want to pick a discontinued piece, you can. Really, it's not a huge deal breaker, but what you do get here is a completely unique case actually from Grand Seiko, with the SBGN 003 compared to the new quartz GMT releases, and it's pretty nice to see. I've seen this watch in person, and I actually put in a deposit for the watch. The only reason I kind of didn't get the watch in hand was because for that particular model, the seconds hand was not ticking. So this was on my mind. A great everyday piece, a nice lacquer black dial, and the level of finishing on the handset indices is phenomenal. I mean, this watch is great. Priced at 4,600 Australian dollars. I mean, I could get around 20% off. I don't know about now with Grand Seiko pricing and authorized dealers limiting on the discounts. Not sure about these new models with the SBGN 029 and the SBGN 027. Just a small comparison. The case used on the SBGN 027 is actually, I believe, is similar to the SBGM 245, recently released automatic GMT watch, and I actually thought this was phenomenal. It comes in the same kind of electric blue. Not only that, but it comes in this really nice mossy green sunburst, which was my favorite. And these automatics are $8,500. So the new quartz pieces, at least, are much more thinner than those automatics, obviously because it fits the quartz caliber instead of an automatic caliber or automatic mechanical movement. And with the quartz watch, we actually have 12.3 mils in thickness, 39 mil diameter, and we still retain a 19 mil lug width. It would have been actually cool to see with a Grand Seiko with a 20 mil lug width, but yet we see here we've got the 19 mil lug width, and they have not specified a lug to lug dimension, which is probably the most important dimension for me. Because the lug to lug on these were 46. I'd assume could be similar. I'm not entirely sure, but the watch case is actually really nice as well. And you have the crown around the 4 o'clock position, and you still do have a fixed GMT bezel in stainless steel with a lacquer inlay, I believe. And this is the black dial version, and it features a lacquer black dial, and it features the white GMT hand. I can understand the move here because this watch at times can look derivative of the Rolex Explorer 2, but with the orange hand. But really, it's even though it looks like a derivative design, it's trying to pay respects to its own GMT watch in the past. But nonetheless, you can kind of see a little bit of derivation from a Rolex Explorer 2, and it's arguably the best alternative from the brand, and that's why we have something really different here. We have a GMT with a white GMT hand. I really think the orange gave it a little bit more pop. Maybe they should have thought a little bit more on a different color, but they went with white. Obviously I can only judge this in person, but the SBGN 029, the blue one, electric blue, is extremely beautiful, and I really like the sunray pattern. Retains the Superman aesthetic with the red GMT hand. The text itself is similar, or if not the same, as what you got with the SBGN 003 and 005, except now we have a 4 o'clock date window compared to our 3 o'clock date window. So another thing I noticed is, I'm not entirely sure, but they've used a white background here, where else on the SBGN 003 it's using the black background for the date window. I think this is a kind of a flaw with this watch. Actually, I'll take that back. I'm gonna take this back because I think it'll still work given you got that white GMT hand. So it adds a little bit of interest, actually. I was gonna say, yeah, a little, it might not allude to people, but I would ask people, if you are considering this watch, go and look at it in person, because I think the white will still work nonetheless. Similar thing with the 029, and I think this case is great. So 4,900 Australian dollars from 4,600 Australian dollars. Where's the extra money? I guess you get a newer case. I'm not sure on how difficult it is. I believe at least there's more, let's say, polished surface compared to the SBGN 003, where you got the tops polished and the rest is brushed, which is cool. And just as an example, I'd like to go through this video from Time and Tide with the case. So you've got the brushed tops and you got the polished sides, which is, it's a nice case, but it is what it is. I'm not sure what's more difficult to manufacture, but this has that more kind of, let's say, sleek Grand Seiko-esque design, where the 003 felt more rugged, like more of a tool watch compared to, they're both tool watches, but this feels a little bit more elegant compared to the 003. Not only that, you're paying extra money for the add-on of this clasp. So this clasp system is a huge upgrade compared to, let's say, the SBGN 003, because now you have a larger clasp, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4 positions of micro adjustment, which is great. So I think the price point is justified. It's just more of, and the case is nice. It's more of whether you can still get that same kind of discount that you'd get on the 003. It's about that upmarket of Grand Seiko. So you were starting to see the quartz pieces or rise in, let's say, the value within Grand Seiko's market. Of course, you still have those very entry level quartz pieces, and they'll always stay low. But then you got these special ones, the sporty watches from the Sport Collection. Loomed. The handset is phenomenal on this watch. It really is a phenomenal watch. Really, whether you have the new one or the old one, you should be happy. Especially, let's say if you have the old one, arguably you will have the rarer piece because it is discontinued. Both phenomenal watches. And this is kind of just my take on this new release. I think it's good. I like it. You are getting, I don't see any cost cutting measures here. They've only improved it, and they've rightly so. They've increased the price by $300 with the addition of a newer case and a newer clasp system. I'm hoping they use that same clasp, because if they don't, that's when it's going to be bad, because the assumption I'm making here is that this bracelet here is the same as the one on the SBGM 245 automatic version, but only time will tell when we see the watch. But thanks for watching. It's the Sands of Time. Peace.